Welcome to the Lakeshow podcast. It's a weekly deep dive into the biggest stories and topics surrounding the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm Allie Clifton, joined by my Spectrum SportsNet co-host, Chris McGee, and our Laker insider, Mike Bresnahan. Hi, friends.
Hi, Allie. You're back.
Are you on TikTok?
No, I'm sending out a text, though.
That's back, I've heard.
TikTok's
TikTok
back,
is
but
back.
you are back. And
You're back, though.
You kind of got Buckeye shoes on there. Buckeye colors.
Yeah.
Is that coincidence?
Nope.
You're still celebrating?
No, I would like a new pair of Buckeye kicks, though. Would you like to get me some?
I believe you hosted the pregame show for the Clippers, and then you didn't see the Clipper game.
I did see it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, and I watched the A block of the postgame on my way to the airport.
Oh, you did? Mm-hmm. That was not that fun.
That was not fun.
No.
And then you were down at the arena last night.
And then I was down at the arena last night. That was better.
Boston tomorrow.
Boston
Well,
tomorrow.
today when this drops or whatever. But who's going down tomorrow?
I am.
Allie.
That's how Geeter finds out what his role is.
Do you host anymore, or what do you do around here? I was so curious. Brett, what does Allie do around here?
You just said it. Works a half day. We don't talk about Brett and Allie in the same. Just kidding. I just hosted
Atlanta?
the Clipper game that you just said
just
it.
kidding, yeah.
How was Atlanta? Your team won.
Atlanta was good.
Yeah.
Airport
Atlanta
was
a lot of
awesome,
fun.
apparently.
Airport was
How was the
It's a big
weather?
airport.
Was it cold?
brutal. Yeah.
People are snowing down Bourbon Street. I mean, skiing down Bourbon Street.
Yeah, what is going
There's a
on
lot
out
going
there?
on out there.
The Bucks Pelicans game was canceled
Because of snow
tonight.
in New
Hopefully
Orleans.
everyone's safe out there. There's a new fire out there by Castaic Lake, so hopefully everyone
Man.
safe out there.
Getting hit everywhere these days.
I also just saw that Destin, Florida is covered in snow. Destin. What?
Yeah, I saw that too. They were like showing it snowing and dolphins were swimming and there was snow coming down. It was a weird little scene
What is
in
happening?
Florida.
Yeah, so a lot going on.
Didn't you tell me Kuz was going to be traded? Didn't you just read that? A lot going on in the world.
Allie, the NBA insider.
Kyle Kuzma, I saw via the wonderful social media app X, is apparently going to be gone by the end of the week from the Wizards. I saw Bradley Beal is now out. Jimmy Butler suspended again
Oh, is he?
after wearing
I didn't hear
sun
that.
shoes the other night, but that's not why he was suspended. He was suspended for missing a flight.
Missing the flight, Brez. Can't do that.
2-game road trip. They said, go home. See you later.
He might not play again for those guys.
He already did.
After this,
After this suspension?
Yeah.
So he was at home. He was in Miami. He missed the flight out of town.
Yeah, to go on their 2-game
Gotcha.
trip.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, players, you shouldn't be missing flights. You've got a lot of people. Each NBA player has a nice support staff, let alone the team support staff. And to miss a flight, that's hard to do, Allie. That's tough.
Oh, trust me. No, it's not hard to do. I was very close to doing it yesterday.
Yeah. If you were an NBA player, it wouldn't be as hard.
I wouldn't have that. Yeah, I wouldn't have that
Yeah,
problem.
Exactly. So
We
Jimmy
almost
Butler,
saw Brett
get on
for the
plane.
first time on this show. He
that
fixed
would've
the
been our
mic and he
chance.
got out right as Bergen changed cameras.
Why do I feel like his director could easily get him on camera right now?
No, there's no cameras facing him. The fellas.
Brett, why are you so camera shy?
Are these the only cameras we have in here?
Well, there's there's hidden ones, right?
Yeah. Those are the ones I want to put bread on with.
Yeah, we have hidden ones all over this place.
Brett Cam.
How much money would it take for us to get you to just stand out here for 1 second?
I'll throw in $5.
I'll throw in 20. Oh,
He wants
walk out
Camus
here. I got
20.
a couple on my desk. Walk right out here.
Nice.
See, he won't even do that. We're
$21 and
$21.
some Camus, our great producer Ryan Trainer just said. So
25.
they're keeping track.
He said
for us.
5.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll raise mine to $8.
Oh, fun stuff.
Speaking of 88 was the score.
Actually, I'm off after this show, so let's get it going. What do you guys think?
Keith wants to do a 20-minute podcast today.
No.
He's out.
I'm just saying,
He doesn't care how long we do on the podcast because he knows he's going home
I'm
after
going
this.
home right after this.
111-88. 88 points is the least they have allowed this
Guys,
season.
they
By the way,
suck. I mean, sorry, man. The Wizards
bad team.
That's Cooper Flagg's team, right? I mean, they're awful. Unless they don't win the lottery in terms of, because they don't have the most odds now. Is that what it is? But
Which would be very Wizards-like
Yeah.
for them to. They've won, 6 games?
Mm-hmm.
We're
we
almost
will
in
know
February.
for
lost 11 in a
sure.
row. 6
Well,
games.
we already knew where Wemby was going.
Yeah.
I'm convinced Cooper Flagg's going to go to Utah, but you never know. But if he goes to the Wizards, nothing's rigged.
No.
Because there's no way that's where you want him to go.
No. Although he could have a cool name, American flag, because DC is the nation's capital, blah, blah, blah. But
Prez, I was given a stat last night.
okay.
by David Ramazano. And he said, guess how many 50-win seasons the Washington Bullets slash Wizards have had.
Wow.
Am I doing it right so far, Dave? He said, even the Baltimore Bullets, he said, to what, Dave, 1961, I think, whatever. It's a lot of years. How many 50-win seasons do you think they've had?
Well, they did win a championship in the 70s. So
they did.
You would assume they got one.
Of course.
And I feel like they lost a rematch the next year against the Sonics.
They were on fire at least one season with Bradley.
Just saying. Guys, take out for a number.
John Wall.
I'm going to go 3 50-win seasons.
In 70 years?
Yeah, that's
60
low.
years?
Yeah.
Okay. I went 7.
Okay.
Or 10, maybe. I forget what I went.
I was going to say 11.
Yeah, it's 5. The last one.
The 90s?
46 years ago.
No way.
1979. That's the kicker in the story.
Those teams never won
number
50
whatever.
games.
Brez went 3. That's incredible. That's awesome that you went 3.
They've been so bad for
11
so
is
long.
more like the Beal and Wall team. Yeah, they won 49. It's the most.
Wow.
I know. That's what I said.
Crazy.
That is insane.
How's that stat?
Yeah.
So the minute he told me that, I'm like, oh,
gonna use that
shoot,
on
we're
road
losing
tripping
tonight.
tomorrow.
But then we didn't, so it was nice. But
5 times
5 times.
in 70-plus years?
And it was mostly they were really good in the 70s. They won a title.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wes Unseld and that group.
That's such a great stat.
Yeah. So, man, they're bad.
How many times? How many times have the Lakers done that?
Oh,
For a little bit of.
I mean, they did it.
They've been
They did
around
more than 5
that?
in 1 decade.
Yeah,
Right,
they've been
yeah.
around 76 years, I
was just talking to someone after the Cooper, Michael Cooper jersey retirement. The amount I've done 3 jersey retirements since being here. Just since
What year
being
did you start?
here, 18.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of how many I did. I mean, we did Shaq when I was here for sure. Shaq statue.
Yep.
We've done a bunch of statues since I've been here. Maybe
Elgin.
Jerry, Kareem, I think we did.
Jerry Kareem. Yeah. it's been a
Elgin,
lot.
right?
Yep.
I think
It's
Silk's
Kobe's.
jersey. No, Silk's. I think we did a lot.
Pau Gasol.
Pau?
33 times.
Kobe's?
50-win seasons.
That's every other year, almost.
Which is in the Lakers' existence have been
76
including
or
everything.
77 years.
Minneapolis.
Yeah, I think it's 76 years.
So 76 years, 33. That's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, 76.
Yeah, the Wizards are bad, but I'll tell you, it was kind of nice. I honestly think the Lakers kind of needed a game like that after the Clippers because, I don't know, the Clipper game wasn't a fun watch if you were a Laker fan because the Clippers looked great. They played really well, and they just looked like it was a bad matchup on that night. And it's just tough to lose like that. So they kind of needed, I think, a night where they could kind of cruise before you take on Boston.
Keith, there's one stat.
Dorian Finney-Smith looked great. So there's some good things that happened
Yeah,
in that game.
yeah. There's one stat that I could come up with.
Yeah.
I'm no producer Drew, but that where the Lakers are right there with Cleveland and OKC. It's records against teams below 500.
They are smashing them, and that is awesome. And that's something they have not done in the last few years. I believe that's why they're 6th. I really do. The reason why they're usually 9-10 and we're battling it right now is because they're not winning all those games. Right, Brez?
They're absolutely
That's the difference.
beating the people they should.
If you lost 3 or 4 of those games, you're in 11th.
Yeah, 100%.
It's that close.
Yep. But
It was an interesting quote from JJ, speaking of that part, before the game. No, it was post-game, where he said, we feel like we're 2 games away from feeling really great. 2 wins away from feeling really great about where we are.
I totally know what he means.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, it goes both ways and it works its way out. But you could just think of that, that Orlando game that really stung them at home.
Yeah,
and there's one other, I forget, Atlanta, where they had it won and they let it go. Like you just put those 2 wins and all of a sudden you're 25 and 16 and you're just 2 wins and you're feeling so much different. But I think it's because they just haven't fared well against the best teams.
that's the other side of the coin.
That's the other side of it. Yeah.
Not good against the good teams.
So I think like 2 good wins for is what JJ. If you had 2 more wins in terms of like say you beat the Nuggets once. Yeah, that Hawks game. The Hawks in Orlando.
Overtime.
2 wins were just
LeBron and AD
absolutely had to
played
have.
great. Still lost.
Let's actually just go into kind of another question before we give the latest in the update that came at practice with JJ today, which you were there for, correct? 41 games down. The Lakers are 23-18 on the year. Last year at this time, trainer just reminded me, they were 21-20.
Were
20-21.
Oh, were they? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, they started their slide in January, remember? Because in December we had basically the same record. I remember going through that.
They were
We
fatigued.
were talking about that on the pod.
Okay.
And then last year we had a rough January because remember we're like 4-11 and we were freaked out about it.
Yep. And then now, as you mentioned on the post-game show the other day, they always kind of bounce back in like the January. I'd say this January has been okay. The good news is they got 5 games left. One of them's going to be hard, really hard. That's the first one here against Boston.
Then you're on the road for your biggest road trip of the season.
That's the problem. They got 3 out of 4 gimme games on the road.
Yeah.
You get Washington again. Who cares? Who's going to care for them?
We haven't.
That crowd's always pro.
We haven't been great
anyway.
on the road.
I know. That's the other problem.
So 5
You got
games over
Charlotte.
500 at this point. Here's JJ last night after the win over the Wizards and his impressions of the season so far.
I think we're still searching for more consistency night to night. I really love our group, and I really love our group when we're connected and we play, professional competitive basketball and we execute. We're a really, really good team when we do that. I think even though we've had ups and downs to be a top 6 team in the West right now. Scotty again today reminded me of the Atlanta and the Orlando game. We're like 2 games away from where we would feel really good about how things are. But I like where the team is at.
Haven't even really gave us an assessment as far as our midway point, but I just, we want to continue to play good basketball, and obviously the Clipper game, the San Antonio game were not good games for us, but we got to try to continue to build and, throughout these next 41. So half the season is gone already, huh? That's crazy.
So I told Allie I wanted to ask you guys a question that I asked Rob on the pregame show last night, or maybe it was in the postgame show. A grade so far for the season this year, because they are 6th in the West, so they're above the line. They're in the playoffs, and they have a winning record. Mm-hmm. And he gave him a C.
Whoa.
And he thought
Tough
maybe
grader.
a C+. But remember, you're coming off the Clipper game.
Mm-hmm.
He actually made me think a lot about it because his expectations are more, and I kind of agree with him. So I was for sure going to go a B, but then I started to kind of rethink it, and being where you are defensively, not having any big time wins, I think I was kind of right around that B- C+. But I was wondering what you guys would be.
I would go B-.
Yeah.
Just because you're still awaiting the return of 2 core rotation players, Jarred Vanderbilt and Christian Wood. And Allie, to steal your stat, the fact that they're 3 games ahead of where they were a year ago, with some easy games coming up, should win games. I kind of like what I see. It is that B-, C+.
Yeah. Listen, at the Ridge,
order.
C's got you eligible and out of trouble and no running.
Dude, C's get degrees.
C's get degrees.
Yeah.
It's okay, B-. Allie, what about you?
3 and 18, 24. Okay.
I was doing some research.
When you said that, before you even said Rob's grade, my initial was a C as well. Then I was like, I think I'd want to go a B.
Straight B.
I think it changes every week for me between B and C. That's where I'm so
B.
confused.
I also I just look at the standings.
B-.
Mm-hmm.
C+.
Yeah, I'd probably go a B-. I agree with you on the not winning big games. I think at some point you need that.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, to just be in the playoffs,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have necessarily the consistency with your rotation.
Mm-hmm.
Guys that you were hoping to count on. You make a trade, which I thought was a big move. But I still think that they're like trending in the right direction. I think there is some, what'd I say, B- then? Yeah, I'll go B-.
Good one.
You have AD and Braun fairly healthy,
Mm-hmm.
still playing at a great level.
Good job.
B-.
Makes you think, though, right?
New coaching staff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I mean. So
Yeah.
there's so many things you factor in.
But the expectation, I agree
Remember,
with Rob.
and it was in the pregame show, and it was after the Clipper loss when he was heated. Like he was still not happy yesterday when he came in. But
Really?
yeah,
Before that 2-game road
didn't like
trip.
the way they played at all. Yeah, he's disappointed, I think.
Before that
more than
Texas
usual.
2-game road trip, they were in 4th,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
He was a little tight, a little curt at practice today too, JJ. Just not
Are you
quite-
talking about JJ or Rob?
Oh, I was talking about Rob.
Oh, okay.
Rob was not happy with the Clipper loss.
Wow. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, like it was just the Lakers, the way they got beat.
Take
I also
someone who was
agree too,
there.
but I
They
just
weren't
feel
real
like-
happy about it either.
Yeah. So
I feel like it's always
that's
a
what
playoff game, though, with the Clippers.
I know. By the
It
way,
always just feels that way.
the arena's pretty cool,
Yeah.
but you got to get some star power for that franchise. It's hard to describe. Good defensive franchise, It would be great in Indianapolis, just a hard-nosed team. Memphis, the grindhouse. Mm-hmm. That's what this team is. This Clipper team. They're gonna stifle you. They're gonna bother you. And a little segue, Allie, you kind of alluded to it. I think the Lakers could be like that with the news today that Jarred Vanderbilt could play Saturday. He's been medically cleared to play. He's not going to play Thursday against Boston. Probably a good idea. They're pretty good. But he's going to be going on the Grammy Trip, which starts Saturday. And finally, after almost a year, it's like 355 days, he's going to be playing in an NBA game. And there's no guarantee he's going to play Saturday, but he has been medically cleared to play.
Do you think he suits up on tomorrow just to warm up and stuff?
No, I think JJ said he's out for tomorrow. But it gets me thinking, Allie. Okay, this is a pretty sick defensive lineup. AD, of course, got to start with your big guy. Max Christie, Jarred Vanderbilt, and Dorian Finney-Smith. Who the fifth is, whatever. If you can get those four guys on the floor and a ball handler, that's a pretty good defensive team. And it reminds me of what I saw at the Clippers game the other night, because they have a bunch of ball hawks who will really bug the crap out of you when you're trying to score.
No doubt. Those ball handlers, just for the obvious reality of it, is Braun, Austin, and Gabe.
There you go. Yeah, not a lot of them, right? Yeah. And if they make a trade, I think that's what they would need.
If you've got 4 straight defenders.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, if you want to go even put Gabe in that lineup.
There you go. That's your ball handler. That's a good five.
Then you're very defensive minded. I'm not sure. I'm trying to think where your scoring is going to come from. AD.
I know.
No, AD.
Yeah.
Dorian Finney-Smith.
Mm-hmm. This could be end of game situations. Yeah. Up 4 with 30 seconds left or something.
Yeah. Put AR in that group.
But Vanderbilt back in the
equation. Got another scorer and creator.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I did ask JJ. I'm like, look, this guy hasn't played in almost a year.
Yeah. So what do you have to say about it?
You've got to. He answered the question a few different times. The reporters are very excited that Vanderbilt. It's a story, right? Finally, this guy who they gave a 4-year extension to.
We've all been waiting. I don't know if they know how much we all talk about it.
Yeah. It's
been
giving us
Laker fan base.
Yeah, it's given us content. It's like, where is he?
For a year.
Remember, right before training camp, JJ said to me when I was over there a couple weeks before training camp, he said, "Well, we're hoping he's back in the preseason," and it led to some, a lot of surprise. Whoa, he might not be ready in October or November. Well, he's going to be ready in January, and that's a lot later than people thought. So now you're only down one person, Christian Wood, who still has a skill set of making threes and taking rebounds. But I feel like they're getting there. They're getting healthier and better defensively.
And I think what the Laker fan base remembers about Jarred Vanderbilt is that the Lakers traded in February for D'Lo and Vando and those guys, and Rui, and the Lakers went to the Western Conference Finals. Last year, Vando was supposed to be a big part of it. He's going to miss the first, I don't know how many games, 17 to 20, whatever games it was. Came back. It really took him a while to get going again, and then he finally started to look good for a couple weeks. Offense started to come around a little bit, and then he was having the best game of the year personally for him against Boston without our superstars, and he got hurt. And then I remember sitting in this chair and saying the same thing last year, like, if they don't get him back, I don't believe they can make a run. I think everyone thought that because we just don't have anyone that could do what he could do defensively. This year, it's been the same thing. Like, everyone keeps talking about him as a fan because you remember when he's really playing well, how he fits and what he does for the team. So that's why I think for all of us, it's at the forefront of our minds at all times. So it is kind of crazy that maybe he's going to come back.
How interesting is the timing? First and foremost, obviously it's great news to hear that Jarred Vanderbilt is in a position, feels mentally, physically comfortable to be back out on the floor. I know he mentioned that at practice today, just having that on his side. But with that said, the timing before the NBA trade deadline, when there's such attention on whether or not the Lakers are going to make a move, and from a defensive standpoint, isn't this kind of an interesting...
As in, is this their move? We get a guy back?
Not necessarily their move, but being able to see with still a little bit of time for having to make a decision.
For sure.
Yeah.
Right?
So maybe, show what he can do a little bit.
Yeah. That's a real thing because he hasn't played in so long. 355
Please lower
days.
your expectations, everybody.
357 days.
You got to lower your expectations big time.
100%. He's not going to come out and play 26 minutes.
No.
Try 8. Just a guess. I have no idea.
Yeah. You want to hope that, like, after the All-Star break, he's like in the swing of things and in good game shape, and all of a sudden playing like a good role.
Yeah,
that's how long I think. You got to wait a few weeks.
That's a good point. He's got a few weeks till the break.
Yeah,
slowly ramp up.
That's what I think.
And that was JJ's message today after like the 8th question about Vanderbilt. Guys, we've got a good medical staff. We've done this very slowly with a plan in mind. And by the way, Jarred did not like really being told or asked by a reporter, you had some hiccups, obviously, in which, he did. There was some announced setbacks. But he doesn't want to think about the past. He wants to go forward. It was pretty evident. And we'll see what he can do.
So an opportunity possibly on Saturday versus the Warriors.
There you go.
We shall see. For now, we're taking a break. When we come back, it's around a bucket of brick. Welcome back to Lakeshow Podcast. If you're enjoying the show, you can check out more original podcasts from our Spectrum News journalists on the Spectrum News app. Just head to the podcast section to listen to the latest episodes. You can download the Spectrum News app on the App Store or Google Play. Time now for a round of bucket or brick, and we begin with, in the win against the Wizards, LBJ's triple-double is more impressive than his dunk on Jonas Valanciunas. Bucket or brick?
I'll take it, Brez.
That's absolute brick. Do that one at the same time. Yeah, that was a...
The dunk was way more impressive.
Dude, I was at the UCLA-Wisconsin game last night.
Yeah.
And as a Badger fan, I had to go see my team. Also saw them play against USC. That dunk started making the rounds during the UCLA game. People were like, whoa, check this out. And, I mean, that's I didn't hear about the triple-double, but I definitely heard about the dunk when it happened.
I mean, he's got 9 triple-doubles this year. That is so damn impressive. But we're kind of getting used to that. It's impressive, but the dunk, for me, is like...
It was crazy.
I was Austin Reeves getting the rebound over Valanciunas, by the way, and then doing just a hook shot swing pass like this, and LeBron just absolutely catching it on the run and hammering it and getting fouled and one. That's... Yeah.
I think what's most impressive is that he had that performance in a hangover situation.
Touché.
I was like, he called it that. Go look at social media. He calls it the hangover game. Having said
Touché.
that,
You
to
too, Allie.
bounce back after that night with a triple-double at 40 years old, what is wrong with you?
Who was more hungover, you or LeBron?
LeBron.
Okay.
I didn't have
He didn't have to pass
1
clear like
ounce
you, though,
of
right?
alcohol. What?
He didn't have to get through clear like you, did he?
No.
Okay. I think he flies differently.
90 minutes when I
guarantee
paid to
LeBron
not
did
stand
spend
for
90 minutes in an airport line.
That's what?
Wow.
LeBron James did not spend 90 minutes in an airport line.
No.
So stupid.
It's amazing.
I'm just kidding. Shams, in an article released on Wednesday, said that sources said LeBron and Anthony Davis are, quote, growing concerned about the Lakers' ability to make significant roster upgrades with their 2 tradable first rounders. Bucket or brick, the Lakers have enough pieces in a trade to make this team a contender.
I'm gonna bucket it, but you're gonna have to part with those first rounders for certain if you really want.
And a player you really like, too.
Yeah, is Austin going to have to go if they want Zach LaVine, who, by the way, scores like 30 a night for Chicago without even thinking about it. It would not be his role with the Lakers if they acquire him in 2 weeks, and I was at that game where they lost to the Clippers, and you could just sense in the locker room, especially with LeBron, he kept talking about, we have a very, very small margin of error. And he was asked point blank, what about this roster? He's like, we've got some work to do. We've got some work to do to get to that championship level. So yeah, you don't even have to have anonymous sources to capture what LeBron was feeling after that Clipper loss, because he hates losing to those guys, Geet, in their brand new arena and blah blah blah. Yeah, a lot of talk that night about small margins for error for this team as it's currently constituted. Excuse me.
Yeah, I don't know, bucket or brick, whatever you want to do. I don't feel. I don't know. It's tough. If you could just add to this team a player without taking anyone away,
Right.
That's the thing I keep going back to.
Right.
So what are you going to have to give up to add a player? Is there a player out there that all of a sudden you go, oh my God, this is it? They're no longer a 4 or 5 seed. They're a 1 seed. I don't know if that player's.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you said, I haven't seen the team whole yet, so that's it'll be interesting to see with Vando and what kind of pieces are needed. They do need to add though.
Yeah.
I'd love to see another ball handler if we can get one.
Just a Dorian Finney-Smith type move, something like that.
Yeah.
As far as ball handling.
Yeah. If you can part with those 2 first-round picks and get what you want back, now we're talking.
Yeah, that's...
I just don't know if that... People just think like those 2 first-round picks get those guys that you want. It's not necessarily true.
JJ talked about a practice today.
I mean, you just think people are going, yeah, sure, have this guy for... they're so hard to trade.
Yeah, JJ talked about today. He said, look, the CBA is completely different than it has been, the last year or two. Completely different from the rest of the collective bargaining agreements history. Teams are not incentivized to make trades.
I mean, it takes
it's really difficult.
multiple picks and got people to make those big trades.
Yeah.
So
I also think that the fit for those two is not just there's not a lot of guys. So you have to get it right if you're going to make that move.
Yeah.
It's
those
not
guys are
just
going to be
an
the focal
easy,
point.
like,
So who fits with those guys?
take your pick.
And almost surely they're going to get a player, Geet, that has a lot of years left on that contract. Maybe not a lot, but at least another 1 or 2 after this year. So you got to guess right.
I think it's hard for the Lakers because you're in a position, too, where you need to think about who you're pairing with AD when LeBron is done. When is LeBron done? Is he done this year? Is he done next year? I mean, that's just those are facts,
a lot of
guys.
factors.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. The Suns acquired, speaking of, 3 first-rounders from the Jazz for their 2031 first-rounder. Bucket or brick, the Suns will get a superstar with their new assets.
I'm going to bucket it because I don't know what else they're doing. Sorry, I'm yawning. I don't know what else they're doing. They're acting like the world is ending in a few years, and they're the only ones that know it. I saw that tweet today.
Jimmy's got
Is the Suns
shoes.
front
Go
office
get
the only ones that know
Yeah.
the world's ending in 20? I don't know because they're just like they're going all in, so they're going to get someone. I don't know if it's going to work. Did you just spill your Topo Chico?
Uh-oh.
Brett, this is your time to shine. Rude.
Brett said that's not his job.
I'm going to brick it.
Jib operator, Allie.
It's called help
It's
a
bizarre.
fellow Ohioan out, man.
Right.
Yeah, no, he's not into it at all. He's telling his face he doesn't want to get up at all to
He's
help.
mad I didn't invite him to the high state game.
Yep,
It's fine.
Brett, you could not get away for an Ohio State game.
Did you bucket or brick that?
Oh, I bricked it.
Okay.
If flight arrangements were made, Brett could get away for a quick Atlanta drop off, watch the game, party, get back the next day morning.
You still got that in you, Brett? Yeah. Okay. All right.
We'll do it next year.
Oh, stop.
All right, bucket or brick? Geeter told me it's in Miami.
Oh.
It is.
Start
it is
your
in Miami,
planning.
Hard Rock Field.
Bucket or brick? Jimmy Butler got suspended for 2 games, according to Shams, for missing a team flight
Jimmy.
on Wednesday. Bucket or brick? With the most recent drama, Jimmy Butler is
I'm going to
untradeable. Untradeable.
I'm going to brick it because I think it makes him even more tradable. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what's going to take, but
because who would want to take it? That's the point.
I just like Miami's. This ship is sailing.
It's obvious he's unhappy there, but I think he'll get real happy real quick if he's somewhere else. So yeah, I brick this as well. Now it makes Miami's job a little harder. Not a lot of leverage when you keep suspending a guy for doing weird stuff. Conduct detrimental to the team, as they like to say when players act out. I think he'll be fine somewhere else, but I personally think this is probably we've just witnessed his last games with the Miami franchise. I just don't see how you come back now.
Kevin Love with another awesome post on social media regarding that. It's funny.
There you go.
19 years ago, Kobe Bryant scored 81 points.
Whoa.
The second most points by a player in a single game in NBA history. Bucket or brick, Kobe's 81 points is more impressive than Wilt's 100 because of the era it was played in.
Backs.
Bucket. 100%.
I mean, let's not take away from Wilt's 100. I've never seen it. Video, but he was, just tallest guy out there, just put him in. I mean, Kobe was getting his buckets a different way.
Yeah.
Different time.
It was so funny.
I'm going to bucket it.
So were you at that game? The 81?
No.
Somebody asked Kobe.
I was watching it.
Yeah. Someone asked him after the game. I don't think it was me. I probably would have remembered this. Could you have scored another 19? He was like, F no. He was like, I'm so tired right now.
Yeah.
Like, he was exhausted, Allie, just getting to 81 because even though Toronto was not a good team that year, because the NBA plays defense these days. And back then, when Wilt did it in the 60s.
Is there no video of Wilt? Is there any video anywhere?
No, just stills.
Not one highlight?
Nope. It was, just that picture.
Just the picture with the...
Crazy.
There's more video of Sasquatch than there is of Wilt's 100.
What's more likely to have happened? Loch Ness Monster or Wilt's 100?
What's that?
The little snaky thing in the
You know what the Loch
Scottish
Ness
lake?
Monster is? On that note.
It's like the Bigfoot of Europe, but he swims.
And did you just brick me?
I can't help you sometimes anymore. Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster. I mean, I come on.
Getting bricked left and right over here.
You're not 3. Like, you don't know any of those things. How do you not
no,
know
I have
what
no
Loch
idea
Ness
what you're
Monster-
talking about.
Do you know what a chupacabra is?
What?
Who?
Are you just making stuff up?
No, it's like a weird animal in Mexico, for the most part.
Dude, that is the next Allie game Andrew just came up with. Yeah, fictional creatures. Or are they?
Allie, did you ever see E.T.?
Abominable snowman.
Oh my God, I
Oh,
love
yeah.
E.T.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you believe in E.T.? Do you believe they're real?
No.
No.
Should I?
Yeah. What about abominable snowman? Yeti?
You don't believe in UFOs
Yeti?
and stuff?
A what?
You don't believe in UFOs and life on other planets? No?
Is someone coming? Who's that? Who is that?
Brad Nacho, were you here then, Nacho? Were you already here? Dude, Brian, you weren't here for sure. God, what was his name? Eduardo.
He's got the
Phenomenal.
Brett is laughing so hard he's crying.
He literally peeked his head over Allie's shoulder. You see that? You see the court, right? Well, if you guys can focus on Al, okay. His head came around the corner like this.
During a show? No. No way. During a live show. Come on.
What is happening?
He like slowly stuck his head into a live shot. No.
On purpose?
Oh, it's crazy.
He did it on purpose.
No. He didn't do it on purpose.
Try not to
Do
be
it on
seen.
purpose. He just didn't know, like, we were in that shot, like we were having a show.
Was that Lakeshow?
And we're live, buddy. Yeah. It was most incredible. You remember, Brett, you were here, right?
Was it a post?
One of my all-time favorite moments.
That's great.
It was just like,
I've heard you tell that story before. Now I know who it is.
but the Sasquatch walk was incredible. Here's video.
breaking news.
We have the video if you're. That Trudell? Who's that in
What
the
is
middle
happening?
there? Look at
Oh, you're supposed to walk by.
That's what I mean. He did the peekaboo into the Sasquatch walk. Yeah.
That is amazing.
We saw Bigfoot here.
on
He
live
saw
TV.
he was on camera and still went for it.
That's
Hang on,
strong.
run that back.
That is real strong.
Watch the shoot. Oh, the fish.
Did someone say
Did I
something?
not? I pretty much nailed that.
Did he get in trouble? Oh, they said no.
CDM.
Trudell's on the show tonight. We will be asking him.
That's Trudell's lid.
That is
He's got some
funny.
lettuce.
Can we bring
Yeah.
Lakeshow back? Oh, I missed this show.
Excuse me?
Thanks to you for listening to the Lakeshow Podcast. If you like what you hear, leave us a rating and a review on your favorite podcast app. We want to hear from you. Send us your
He's
questions.
going to throw more
At
bricks.
Really Clifton, at Geeter3, at Brez _
Congrats on your win,
Mike
Allie.
_ Brez.
Allie's making
That's
a
fun.
run for Lakeshow to come back.
Until next week. Did you know there's a new way to watch your favorite team, and it's available exclusively to Spectrum customers this season? You can watch Lakers games on Spectrum SportsNet Plus with the NBA app on us when you add internet and at least one mobile line. This offer is a slam dunk total value of $194.99. To learn more, head to spectrum.com/getlakers.